we are going to write a pseudo character driver. Go to the custom drivers folder and let's create a folder. Let's say 002 pseudo char driver. Now let's get into that, and here let's create one main file. Let's create main.c. Here we are going to implement the code, and also let's copy the make file from the previous project, 001 hello world make file. Let's edit main.c. First thing what you have to do is you have to include Linux module.h. This has to be there for every module. And after that, let's create module initialization function, int, or you can start with static int code init. Let's give a name for our module initialization function, and I would give pseudo character driver init pcd underscore init. It takes no argument, so void, and this will be our init function, module init function, or I would call this as pcd underscore module init or driver init. After that, let's write the cleanup function, pcd driver cleanup. For a time being, let's return 0. After that, we have to do module init for this module initialization function, and also module exit. After that, let's create a small memory area by using an array. Let me define that char. Let me call it as device buffer of some size. Let me call it as a dev mem size. And let me define this macro. Define dev mem size is, let's say, 512 bytes. This is an array of 512 bytes. This is our pseudo device. So our read and write operations will be carried out on this memory pool. So this is our pseudo device. The very first thing what we are going to do in our module initialization function, that is pcd underscore driver underscore init, is dynamically allocate a device number. So this is our device. There is only one device. Don't worry about creating multiple device numbers. There are no multiple devices. There is only one pseudo device, that is this memory area. That's it. Let's dynamically allocate a device number. For that, we have to use alloc char dev region. And the first argument is you have to supply a pointer to a variable of type dev underscore t. Let's create that variable, dev underscore t. I would call it as a device number. This is a device number. This holds the device number. Let's send the pointer to that device number. What is the second argument? Second argument is base minor. Let's use 0. As I said, we are handling only one device. I would send count as 1. And after that, the device name, a name what you want to give for this device number. Let's use a macro for that, or I would use pcd, pseudo character device. After that, end this statement. That's it. You have to check what exactly this function called return. For a time being, let's not worry about error handling. Later we'll implement the error handling. So we finished our first task, and let's save and exit. Let's build the project just to make host, and yes, you have to include the header file. What's the header file? Header file is you have to include Linux fs.h. Let's do that. Here we have to include #include linux afs.h, and let's make host. There is a missing of module description, so we forgot to add that. Let's add that, no problem. Let's add the module description. Let's save and exit. Make host. Now you don't see any warnings or errors. That's great. We finished our very first task, that is creating a device number. Let's go to our next step, that is we have to now do a character device registration. How many devices we are handling? There is only one device, one pseudo character device. That's why you have to call cdev add one time. That would make a character device registration with a VFS. This registration is very important. Otherwise, the user level system calls will not get connected to the file operation methods of the driver. As you may be guessing, for this cdev add, you have to mention the driver's file operation methods. With that, you have to register. So we'll see that. We have to use cdev init and cdev add. Let's first explore what is cdev init. Cdev init is used to initialize a cdev structure. It has got two input arguments. Look at the second argument. That is a file operations. By using this pointer, you have to mention your driver's file operation methods or system call handlers, like system call handlers for open, read, write, seek, etc. This is a cdev structure. Here you have to pass a pointer to a cdev structure. Since we are handling only one device, we should create one variable of type struct cdev. Here is an example. You have to create two variables. Let's say w from fops. This is a variable of type struct file operations. After that, you have to initialize this file operation variable with your driver's file operation methods. You have to populate the function pointers of your driver's file operation methods. And after that, you have to create one more variable, that's the cdev variable. For example, here I have created w from underscore cdev. This is a variable of type struct cdev. If you are managing 10 devices, then you may have to create 10 cdev variables. But in this case, we are handling only one device. I would create only one cdev variable. And then by using cdev init, you have to pass the pointers of those variables. So now the cdev init is a kernel API which is implemented in char_dev.c. And this is what it does. You can see here, cdev has a field called OPS, that is operations. And cdev init function just initializes that field to this pointer, what you send here. This is a cdev structure actually. You can see that the cdev structure has this field OPS. This is a pointer to file operation structure of the driver. So the cdev init just initializes this field. And after that, in this cdev structure, you have to initialize one more field, that is module owner field. This field should be initialized with a pointer to the module that owns this structure. It should usually be initialized to a macro called this module. This field is used to prevent the module from being unloaded while the structure is still in use. Let's see what is this this module macro. So this module is a macro which resolves into pointer to a struct module variable which corresponds to our current module. Basically, this field is used to identify the current module which owns this structure. You can find this macro in Linux export.h. Look at that macro. That macro is nothing but an address. So an address to this variable of type struct module. That's it. If you go back to our earlier project, that is hello world, here let's run the nm command to read all the symbols of the final kernel module, that is main.ko. You see here underscore underscore this underscore module. This is actually a variable of type struct module. We didn't use this variable, isn't it? Who added it? This gets added when we compile our kernel module. So the build system adds this variable. If you want to see that, you can open main mod.c. Just open main mod.c and here it is. The build system added this variable. Basically what you are doing is you are just assigning the address of this variable to the owner field. That's it. Whenever you use any kernel data structure such as cdev or file operations and you see the owner's field, then you should initialize that field to this macro, that is this module. We actually explored the cdev structure. Let's look at file operation structure. Here it is, the file operation structure. This structure definition you can find in Linux fs.h, VFS file operation structure, and it has various member elements. Basically all are function pointer variables. All these function pointer variables needs to be initialized with your driver's file operation methods. We'll not be using all the member elements here, so we'll be using open, read, write, and lseek for this exercise. And look at the first member element, that is struct module owner. This again needs to be initialized with the macro this module. Now let's get back to the driver file. We have to use cdev init. Let's create two variables. Let's create cdev variable, struct cdev. Let me call it as pcd pseudo character device cdev. After that, file operations of the driver. For this, struct file operations pcd fops. We have to initialize this file operations variable. Let's do that in a moment, don't worry. And now let's include the appropriate header files. The header file we should be using is cdev.h. For the cdev, we have to use hash include linux cdev.h. And for the file operations, it is fs.h, no problem. After that, let's finish our cdev init. So it needs address of cdev structure, that is pcd cdev, and address of our file operations pcd fops. So this is our second step. And you also know that our cdev structure has owner field, right? That needs to be initialized. So we forgot that. Let's do that. pcd cdev dot owner is equal to this module. You can do that here. We completed cdev init. Now we have to register our cdev structure with kernel's VFS, that is virtual file system. That we do by cdev add. This is the registration. That was just initialization, and this is a real registration. First parameter is of course the CDAV structure. You have to mention pointer to your CDAV structure, and look at the second parameter. This is a device number. We are registering a CDAV structure with a device number. This device number you obtained in alloc char dev region. That you need to mention here. And the third argument is number of consecutive minor numbers corresponding to this device. So in our case, this would be 1 because there is only one device, isn't it? We have got only one device, only one minor number. That's why this should be 1 in our case. And after that, we'll see more examples of how to use this kernel API when we have more than one minor numbers. Let's add this function call in our driver. Third step is register CDAV structure with BFS. Basically, we call it as a register a device. So our device is nothing but CDAV structure. CDAV add address of PCD CDAV. Second parameter is the device number. Device number. So the minor number count is 1. We want to register one device, remember that. That's why I'm using 1 here. Here we have done one mistake. Actually, you should not be doing this owner initialization here. I'll tell you why. Look at the CDAV init implementation. Here, first, the CDAV structure is zeroed out. All the member elements are zeroed. That means if you initialize any member element of the CDAV, then it will be invalidated. That's why we shouldn't be doing owner initialization during CDAV init. So that's why let's remove this code from here and let's put here. That makes sense. Let's save and exit and let's check. So it builds, no problem. So far we completed these 2 steps. In the next lecture, let's create the device files. I'll see you in the next lecture.